Hey everyone, this is my first time making a vlog. My name is Jen Southall. Maybe my voice won't be heard with all the social upheaval going on, but I feel like I really need to say something. What happened several days ago was horrible. The way they murdered George Floyd. In the public eye, in broad daylight. I feel like I don't have adequate words to describe what everybody saw take place in that video. To be honest, BIPOC and POCs have had enough. We've had enough. White privilege is a privilege. The system in place favors white people, and that's not right. And to be honest, I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for black people. Because of black people, I'm here today with access to technology and education. And this is the 21st century. People are still labeling us as deaf and dumb. This all started 60 years ago when black people decided to stand up and fight the system, thus spearheading the civil rights movement, the Stonewall riots, which, by the way, were spearheaded by black drag queens. And I'm thankful to them, because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have some of the laws that we have today. For example, the Civil Rights Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act. For my white friends today, don't just tweet. Don't just post your support of BIPOC and POCs. That's great. Thank you. But I'm asking to please put your money where your mouth is. Don't be afraid to approach us and to engage in those hard conversations. We're willing and happy to have those conversations with you and to explain our perspective that most white people don't consider. It's time for white people to check their privilege at the door. Let us take the lead. Let's collaborate and rebuild a better system. It's what we've been trying to say for over 60 years. The struggles we're encountering now are the same struggles that generations before us have encountered, just maybe not so blatant. I'm a woman, latinx, and a hockey coach. From what I've seen on social media, leads me to question if people are really even listening. Are people hearing us, hearing our messages, our stories, our perspectives? I see friends post on social media their support of Black Lives Matter and POC. However, I find that people aren't willing to sit down and have those hard, honest conversations that are so necessary. We find ourselves in this cycle of wanting to change the system. However, I find that people aren't willing to put forth the effort to change, especially white people. I think we really owe it to the children to have these discussions, especially for our POC athletes. Many athletes who tend to be BIPOC, people of color, and latinx, consider hockey to be the whitest sport. The system that is currently in place is not for our non-white kids. It is designed for white, able-bodied children and is not typically accessible to those who differ. All of us have had to fight every step of the way. Why is that? Evander and Akeem really spoke the truth. And people need to listen. I just feel that there's nobody in a position of power who is willing to sit down and have those hard conversations and listen to those of us who are wanting to make this change. And we believe that change not only starts at the bottom, but also from the top. We need to have those serious discussions, those hard discussions with our kids. And yes, they may be uncomfortable, but these discussions are so necessary. We owe it to our children. We owe it to the kids who don't have the same opportunities and privilege as others. We owe it to our BIPOC, our Latinx, etc. children. Because those kids are being left out, and that's not okay. I recognize this may be a difficult, painful process, but we have to start somewhere. We have to be willing to turn the lens on ourselves and identify what we can do to affect change and improve the system. And though we may not see the fruits of our labor in our own generation, but perhaps we'll see it in the lives of our children and our children's children. But that change starts now.